Alright, and we're back with game 2. Throes of Throws versus Izu, and I did not... There we go. Easy. Anyway, game 1 there. Yep, going to FJ's team. Pretty easy. Not too much to say about it other than that they seem to have outdrafted and outplayed their opponents. Sorry about that. Apparently I'm a little sick, I didn't realize. I really hope it doesn't get worse because I'm kind of done with this now. Anyway, first couple of bans here from the Legion's side. Swiftblade and Consulafant, Parasite and Magnus getting taken out by the Hellborn team. And once again, the Legion side forcing their supports relatively early. The Rhapsody first pick I have absolutely no problem with. But I don't know why you second pick an Empath. And I don't know why you do it when you already have a Rhapsody on the team. It's just... the drafting here from Crazy Killer is weird. I think, like, the idea of picking two supports this early on is kind of silly. FJ's first pick of Tempest is fine. Like, he picked it early last time. It's a great hero. It's one of the easier junglers, considering Parasite is banned. Ophelia, obviously, one of the hardest heroes in the game to play at all. And Tempest, without Parasite on the board, it's basically, can you play Ophelia, is the question. And even if you can, I don't think she's as good as she used to be. And if you can't, obviously, then there's no reason to do anything with that hero, because, you know, it's just, you can't play it, so don't play it. But the easy early on pick of Tempest, I don't know if that's screwing Crazy Kill's draft up, and if it is, maybe he needs to pick the Tempest earlier. Regardless, though, it's such a weird thing to draft supports that early, but Hellborn using a lot of time here. Down to 30 seconds of extra time before they make their second pick overall, and they've got quite a few bans and picks left, so it'll be interesting to see if that plays out later on and forces them to make quicker decisions. I don't know what FJ's thinking here. And those coming in, if OJ gets Oogie, it's GG. So apparently the only scout, a very good Oogie player, or a very bad Oogie player. It could be either way. He was not specific. But Bubble is going to be the second pick there for the Hellborn side, and that's not bad either. Kraken was waiting for that, wondering when that hero was going to come out, as it does capture Tempest very well as Bubbles for that matter, and is a very strong solo hero in his own right. So I don't know if this is a tri-lane action that's expected from the Legion team, or if they're going to run a double dual lane, but I would prefer to see Kraken in the solo lane, regardless of what happens. And that does suggest tri-lane. We could certainly see double dual lanes as well. A 2-1-2 strat like we saw the last game from Throes of Throws and Madman, the third pick there from FJ. So presumably it could be a Suicide Madman, although I guess it could be a short laner. I feel like Years of Pain has played short lane Madman before, so I'm gonna say that's a short lane Madman, and it's probably gonna be a Suicide Bubbles then, which I don't particularly like, but it would be fine, I guess. Bubbles mid, Madman long, Tempest jungle, and then a dual lane short would be a much better permutation, I think. But I suspect that's not what we're going to see. Crazy Killer is not convinced that it's a short lane Madman, as he will ban out the Puppet Master. And FJ going to respond with Pandemonium. So I guess because he sees the two supports there, thinking Panda's a strong tri-lane hero, I'm going to take out tri-lane heroes. That's probably what the logic is there, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the Ravener banned again. And perhaps something else, Moon Queen maybe? That would make a fair bit of sense to this Legion lineup, I think. It would cancel the Tempest Ultimate with the Moonbeam, and obviously be the type of tri-lane hero that you could protect, get off to a good start, and then snowball and win. It does combo pretty well with the Kraken in terms of the ultimates, of course, Kraken locking people down, and Moon Queen providing the damage. So I wouldn't be surprised to see either or both of those bans come through. We could also start to target some solo laners in something like a Wretched Hag. Bubbles obviously already taken. I don't know what else. I don't know. Oh, Soul Stealer's on the board, so interesting. I wonder if Legion said we'll ban that out. FJ is notorious for playing Soul Stealer, of course. I don't know, maybe not notorious, but very well known. But yeah, there's a Ravener ban, so not a huge surprise there. As he's removing tri-lane heroes and heroes that Crazy Killer's team had played last game, so it's a pretty sensible ban right there. Sorry about that. Anyway, NG second ban from Legion team, so trying to take out supports, as Legion side have both of their supports, and Hellborn have none of theirs, so I wouldn't mind seeing the Torturer right here. I think that's probably the best one, as he is a good zoning support, and right now you could very well be looking at a dual lane short, which would force them to essentially run Glacius, which is fine. They could certainly also man up with the Glacius, but I think you'd rather see the Torturer ban, yeah. So, Torturer going to be taken out there by Craze Killer, as that makes sense. I'm doing awesome with these ban calls, man. So I expect to see... What did I say earlier? The other tri-lane hero. Oh, Moon Queen. Nope, gonna be Pebbles. So they're just looking for strength initiators. That's the theme there. Panda, Ravener, and Pebbles, all strength initiators. Lead side banning at the one carry and the PM, as well as a couple of supports in NG and Torturer. I don't think the Engineer ban made a lot of sense, actually. I think Glacius would have been a much better ban there. Engineer not really a great zoning babysit support. Much better in an aggressive lane, and they could still run an aggressive lane, but it seems unlikely that they'd do that. I guess they could do a 1-2-1 strat with Tempest in the Woods if they wanted to put the NG middle or something. Tit Monster is Yellow's name. Okay. Is that like he's a monster made of tits, or he like eats tits or something? Maybe it is a tit. Snapback silhouette there from FJ, so Years of Pain apparently did not feel like he had a bad time on that sill, and he certainly didn't. Wants to try it out once again, so we'll be the Suicide Madman this time. Bubble's going to be the middle, and I'm expecting a Glacius pick here, as that is the support that makes the most sense to me. Left on the board. Oogie, though, the 5th pick, and Entho says if OJ gets Oogie, it's GG, and now he's calling the GGs in chat, so... Yeah. I mean, do you mean that in a positive way or a negative way? Like, he is such a good Oogie player? Oh, god damn it, FJ. Anyway. So, I'm curious if Oogie is actually a good pick for this guy or a really terrible one, but apparently he's bringing Sexy back. That's what he's planning to do. Consistent dut. Yeah. Everybody ready up except for Rhapsody, who apparently sucks. And Rhapsody actually playing, or Curly playing the support role this time. He was the Ravener last game. That's weird. OJ went 35-0 with Oogie up to 1870 MMR apparently. Alright, well, I'll have to keep an eye on what he does this game, how well he fares. I don't even know what this alt is. It's weird. I like the Mardi Gras one that's, is it Certus that runs that, or Beaverbanger that runs that? I think it's Certus. So, expecting big things from you, Oogie, and he will get the assistance of the Rhapsody. DC going through only for you on that Bubbles, and he will immediately reconnect when pause coming out, but of course, we've got auto skip pause on anyway. Nice reconnect. So, Aluna, terrible fucking pick. Don't do that, you idiots. But the pub strat, once again, from the Legion side, as they're running the 2-1-2. This Kraken Empath lane is kinda awkward. I don't really like Kraken in the dual lane before, as I've said before. I don't think he fits too well. And actually, in the bottom lane, Madman got to run away with the stock. I have a nice juke here, and they expected him to go this direction. He, in fact, went the other way. Rhapsody does see him now, but he will have stock back up actually now, so he's going to be just fine. Going to eat a tree and just leave. Be forced to use the stock, I think, once again here, unless he wants to take a whole bunch of damage. And he will take staccatos as well, so stalks away and is now just fine. So FJ playing the suicide role once again, did get taunted. Conflagrate actually gets popped there. Madman used the health or a mana pot that got taken off by that, so he will try to pull this wave. I think it's staccatoed once again, and FJ is taking a lot of damage here, so I'm not really sure if this is the best thing to be doing, because he is now invis, and he's not going to get a pull off, and he's going to be forced to use a health pot and a mana pot, so he's now pretty much out of regen. You know, not out. He's got 4 more runes, but that's not a great start for this Madman, and he's probably going to get pretty heavily boxed by Rhapsody at this point. So wouldn't expect FJ to have a great time in the bottom lane, and the counter to that, of course, is Oogie should have pretty much total free farm. And if Enthos is right about this guy being a fantastic Oogie player, that's not really the start you want to get off to. Yes, Throes of Throws is kind of a pubby team. They are not really that coordinated, but hey, they're in gold division. So, good for them. Anyway, middle lane going to be Pharaoh versus Bubbles, and Bubbles should have a very good time here. 160 gold per minute for him, but Pharaoh at 225, so I would have expected Bubbles to do a lot better here. Pharaoh is getting Rocket along with Hellfire, realizing probably that Mummy Wall's not very helpful against Bubbles, and the Rocket spam really does seem to be doing a lot of damage to this Bubbles, who perhaps should get take cover instead of Song of the Sea, so that he can take cover of those rockets and eat the damage. Top lane, meanwhile, is going to be the Silhouette and Aluna versus Kraken Empath. Both carries, or both farmers, I guess, are level 2, and both supports level 1. And I forgot to switch my overlay. There we go. Sorry about that. Only took me 2 minutes to realize that this time, and Tempest coming in, charge already used. I'm kind of surprised they're not going to go for this Kraken, and maybe they will go for both, in fact. As the stun comes out, yeah, they're going to get both. So, she doesn't go for the Empath, as she was further down, but a nice gank from Tempest. So he managed to get a health pot, and we'll head right back into the woods to continue farming. And a health pot, a mana pot. I know what pots are. So, Kraken and Empath probably not going to have a great time up here. Kraken currently at 171 gold per minute, Empath at 51, so below the tick thanks to that Bloodlust, of course, hasn't got any CS. And compared to Silhouette at 215 GPM, so she's actually not having that great a time either. But Aluna's at 200 gold per minute herself, so it's probably because of the Bloodlust, yeah, I guess. But Silhouette's still not having the greatest time up here, and certainly not anywhere close to what happened last time. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Madman having to stalk away. Looks like he will be alright. Has a bottle, so that's actually a pretty good pickup for him, considering how he started. I guess he was pulled a fair bit of regen, because he shouldn't have been doing that well in this lane at 200 gold per minute. It's kind of shocking that he's managed to do that well. The rune was picked up, I assume, it's 3.5 minutes. There's no way it wasn't controlled already. I don't actually know who got it, but Pharaoh currently sitting on a bottle, and he has 1 charge left. Bubbles is out of bottle charges. Going back to the mid lane, Pharaoh is 250 gold per minute still. Bubbles at 280 now, so he's finally starting to win this lane. And I would expect that to continue. As Pharaoh can't really sit in this lane against Bubbles, but Madman can control bottom rune. And he will get a refreshment. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Bubbles can pick up some illusions. And perhaps look to gank top. I do have a ward here, but it's for the Hellborn, so yeah, it looks like there's going to be a gank top for Bubbles. Or, oh, he's going to come over for the ring. That's clever. Okay. Tempest obviously getting his Ring of Sorcery right then, and says, hey, Bubbles, have some free mana. While bottom lane, Oogie putting the Conflagrate out as Madman continues to try to do something here. His stock is now over, so he might actually fall here. Nope, stock goes through once again, and he is fine. Because that thing has like a 8-second cooldown. And by the time it actually wears off, it's back up again in a few seconds. Anyway. Staccato's on the imp, okay. Anywho, top lane, Silhouette's still not farming all that well, 220 gold per minute. And Kraken's starting to recover a little bit, 160 GPM himself. Empath's still not faring very well. Bottom lane, once again, Madman taking a fair bit of damage, but it looks like he'll be okay. In the middle lane, Kelfield onto this Pharaoh, and now Bubbles picking up the bottle charges, has the Shell Surf and the Song of the Sea. Will he go for this? Yeah, he's going to get the Shell Surf off, but realizing, yeah, Pharaoh's a little bit too tanky. not really worth it to try to die the tower right there, even though Pharaoh is out of mana. 6-minute rune going to be controlled in the bottom lane once again by Madman, and we'll see what he gets. It's going to be yet another refreshment, and top lane is a haste, so Bubbles now perhaps going to gank top, or perhaps just to get some more mana from Tempest. As the Word of Sight is here, it does spot out Tempest doing this stack camp. Bottom lane once again, Madman now looking sort of for a counter on this Rhapsody, and we'll stalk away. FJ continually being very annoying. Rap can actually take a mana pot. She could be in some trouble if FJ knows where she is, and I think he does. There's the barrel roll stock, gonna be a kill. I don't really know what she was doing there. That didn't make a lot of sense to me. Anyway, top lane push can come through as Tempest denies a creep instead of waiting for the next wave, which is not something I really agree with, but I guess he wants the elemental damage as quickly as possible. And I'm not sure if it's going to matter too much. This tower is going to die. Arrow Rocket coming in, going to try to slow that down a little bit, but it's not going to matter. And it looks like Silhouette actually may be a fair bit of trouble here. Has the illusion dead, but there's a Tempest ultimate on a Rhapsody. She's going to die. Wrath of Pharaoh not going to connect, but the Torrent does finish Silhouette off. Power throw coming through onto Kraken. Not really sure what his plan is. He does not kill Aluna. So close, and now Empath, he gets the kill there. Tempest with the big plays, man. And Pharaoh looking for something, has the Mighty Walls up, of course. Hellfire goes down. Aluna could be in some trouble, as Tempest is going to take a fair bit of damage here. Using the elementals to eat the Hellfire. And the bottom lane, actually, Madman gets the kill here. He will kill Tempest. So let's see what happened in the bottom lane, as Oogie somehow died. He's super low here, and Madman is not. Barrel roll. That can't happen. FJ's at 270 gold per minute, and the only scout is at 255. So, whatever Enthos said about Oogie being like super amazing, I don't believe him. I think he's a dirty liar. I don't know what's happening with this Legion State team right now. They're down 7-2, and their draft was weird. Their lanes are strange. I don't really know what's happening. Meanwhile, Frankie Fig's gonna get caught out here. I missed that as well, so let's just watch it. Aluna gonna get walled off, and there's the dual supports versus the one, so pretty easy to get that kill with Empath and Rhapsody combining. But in the meantime, Silhouette still not farming all that well at 260 gold per minute, despite the fact that she got the tower kill. Of course, she did die in the process. In the meantime, middle lane, the walls come out onto Pharaoh, and the kelp field's there as well. We'll see if they can manage to finish this off. Bubbles taking a hell of a lot of damage, and he dies. Tempest doesn't really seem interested in getting this kill. Madman is going to kind of hang around the back as Reps is looking to heal up this Pharaoh. And Tempest really just wants to kill this tower, but he might die for this. He's going to get the tower kill as it is not denied. Tempest now just going to try to run away, puts the Glacial Blast down onto Pharaoh. That's going to be enough stun. He will be okay. In the background, actually, Madman going to finish off the Pharaoh, so that'll be a nice boost for him. And now we're going to jump onto this Empath. Tree Grapple coming through from Silhouette, and she's going to help finish off that kill with the Death Lotus, so we'll see if Rhapsody can get out of here. I suspect that she can. Nope, Aluna going to help cut her off, and she's going to run right into Silhouette. And the illusion goes down, stun from Aluna, and that's it. So Curly is dead once again. And she's 2-3-1. Empath 0-3-2, so neither of these supports on the Legion side having too great a time. Hellborn deaths are spread relatively even. And Dot Tower is denied by Bubbles, who's going to now stand his ground against this Oogie, which is a little bit questionable, but he's got Tempest coming in, Glacial Blasts, and now Oogie's dead. So, Game 1 going to Izu relatively quickly, but took about 18 minutes. Game 2, we're 10 minutes in right now, 6k gold, 5.5k experience. I'm not optimistic. I mean, you look at this Hellborn side too. They've got the late game. They've got very good team fight. Aluna's a crap support, but it doesn't matter because the rest of her team is doing so well. And even she is at 190 gold per minute, so she'll have an impact this game. I don't know why Tempest is denying his own creeps instead of killing the Hellborn, or Legion creeps if he's trying to push. Like, that made absolutely no sense to me. Top lane, meanwhile, Kraken dropped the ultimate onto 2 here, and it looks like Silhouette or Madman will get the kill. It is Silhouette that ends up with it, but really nothing he could do there. Rhapsody gonna get silenced, and power throwed and stunned, trying to use the staccatos, but not gonna be enough to kill him. Or even save him. Kelpfield on Oogie under the tower, and they're really going to time this. He will pop the ultimate, and going to try to get a counter kill here with the Tempest ultimate right in top of Oogie's face. Bubbles taking the tower aggro, otherwise it might have killed the Tempest. And actually it looks like everybody will get out of here. Tempest going to have to hide behind the tower for a little bit until somebody can save him. But Empath coming in has the wall, completely going to whiff, as Tempest is in the right position. Tower is going to be deactivated for a while in the top lane. Actually, some booty on the Pharaoh going to die as well, as he looks to man up against the Silhouette, but she's got some backup from Madman. He will get the kill. That's being Silhouette, of course. And the Shellster forward silence onto Empath. One more tick. No, actually the last attack will finish him off, so a health bot nearly saving his butt, but not quite enough. Kraken looking for something on his Bubbles, but hasn't released the Kraken as he used it earlier. Bubbles looks like he will be okay. Didn't take over the torrent for some reason, but just shell strips over the cliff, and he will be fine.
The Hellborn
Meanwhile, Tempest
Legion tower.
kills the tower. And looking to run away, Kraken does not have the cutoff out of mana anyway. Rhapsody has the Strider, but getting body blocked a little bit. I don't think that would have been enough for the kill. Oh, if he had found him, it would have been. And able to get the staccato range, then it would have been fine. In the meantime here, Madman going to find Rhapsody once again, puts the gash up. And Rhapsody is going to die. Is Kraken able to do anything about this? No, he's not, because he has no mana. So once again, Izu is basically just rolling over Throes of Throws here. It's 17-4. This is not a close game, and I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't be surprised, or mind really, if we saw the CC vote in a couple of minutes, because I mean, it's not happening. Look at the GPM chart right there. Oogie's not taking off. Aluna's got nearly as much farm as he does. Everybody else on the Hellborn side is 360 GPM or more. Top lane, meanwhile, once again, Oogie gonna get caught out here, and I don't know what he's doing here. I really don't. This makes no sense to me. Like, why are you there? Bottom lane is all the way pushed up. You have no vision. You've got vision up here, but you can't see people coming in from the woods. You can't even see people coming in from this part of the river. And you're pushed up past the river as the short lane carry. Like, that's not acceptable. You can't do that. He needs to be bottom lane. Like, this is all the way pushed up. Get some wards in the woods. You've got one here, and you've got one over there, so your jungle is somewhat protected. And instead, he's farming really, really aggressively. Bottom email Kraken actually going to drop onto this Bubbles, but he's got a haste rune, so he will be okay. Bubbles just screwing around with him until Aluna can get here. And there's the silence. Aluna going to have the stun. Two-man Kelpfield, actually, and the power throw goes through. Looks like Kraken going to be in a lot of trouble here. As always, Kraken doesn't really help too much against the hasty target. He will die. And Bubbles going to run through the Kraken ultimate because he can do whatever the hell he wants. And start running away now, as it looks like Oogie going to try to chase down this Aluna and should be able to get the kill. Bubbles trying to get the body blocks in. It's pretty hilarious, but his haste rune's going to wear off now, and that might not have been the greatest decision, as the Conflagrate going to help kill him. In the meantime, Aluna going to get caught out by this Pharaoh, who is not using mummy walls, even though he could. He finally does, but enough to get the kill anyway. Somebody managing to pick off Frankie Figs right there. So they get a couple of nice counter kills there, as Bubbles and Aluna really went for the greed. They did get the Kraken kill, but Bubbles trying to get Aluna out of there ended up getting himself killed, and Aluna would have died anyway. So obviously, in hindsight, wasn't the greatest position. Bubbles buying back and trying to kill this empath. Solid actually pick up the kill, as it is the two of them.
The Hellborn have destroyed a Legion
and that's
tower.
where we're at right now, is Izu feels comfortable using buybacks for really unnecessary reasons. Or really unnecessarily doing it, whatever. You get the point. That was not a necessary buyback, and it was just a great greed buyback here. Meanwhile, Tempest ultimate onto 2. Wrath of Pharaoh will finally stop, and they do manage to kill the Madman. Looks like Tempest will be in some trouble as well, as he's trying to get out of here with the Hellfire doing a number on him, along with a tier 3 hour tower auto attacks. And sometimes I have words problems. Get it? Anyway, bottom lane. Oogie gonna die as he tries to man up against Silhouette, but Silhouette's a little bit too farmed, especially in comparison to him. And with the illusion, easy kills. Still now at 430 gold per minute, so after that somewhat mediocre to bad start, is currently the highest farmer in the game. And Oogie is now DCing. Like, really? That's not great. And then the Legion are calling a CC vote, which, yeah, that should happen. That was a reconnect, and maybe they're not CCing. I don't know. Aluna going to be caught out here, it looks like. Essence Link is doing a lot. He gets scrapped. The Mummy Walls released Kraken completely unnecessary, and didn't do anything anyway. Inside, we got Silhouette pushing the bottom lane. She is quite low and has no illusion up, but doesn't really care. We'll have to throw her back in a few seconds, but she'll be leaving perhaps before that matters. If Pharaoh can get a nice ultimate off, he could catch her and kill her, but she is going to choose to run down the lane instead of go through the woods, and Pharaoh apparently abandoning his quest. Silhouette now going to port home, and she will be just fine. Meanwhile, Tempest getting a little aggressive. Wardsight does spot him out, but it's not really too much they can do. Wrath Pharaoh actually onto him, so here comes Oogie as well. Mummy Walls go down, and Oogie can't do too much other than continue to throw Tarquakes. In the meantime, Madman going to get caught a little bit here. I think he actually might die. Nope, gonna get the stock off, and the obviously auto attack disjoint from the barrel roll. Well done from FJ. And he will stalk away once again. He's gonna go back through the Legion side, and he looks like he'll be just fine. So, FJ, make a very nice play using the barrel roll to disjoint. Top lane will be a rune. That's Clea hates, and he will pick it up. Ancients will be triple stacked here by the Legion side. I'm not sure if that's something they should really be doing at this point, though, because I'm not sure if Oogie can take them, and Hellborn can easily steal them. Meanwhile, Silhouette can jump on the Kraken here, and Empath can jump inside of Oogie, so we'll see if they can get anything out of this. Looks like Aluna may die. Once again, no, nice push book after the Mummy Walls were used. So, big plays, and Keltfield onto two. The Oogie and the Rhapsody both getting caught. Oogie can be silenced here by Bubbles, and there we go, this is Glacial Blast. Easy kill onto Oogie, and Tempest can come in here. Has no Tempest ult quite yet, but FJ with the haste rune looking to do some damage. Kraken in the background getting a whole bunch of damage, and Tip Must on the Empath will be the second one to die. Kraken looks like he'll be in some trouble, but the Mummy Walls absolutely killing his own team because he trapped everybody. They managed to kill off Craze Killer on the Kraken. Pharaoh gonna dive in the base, and over here Rhapsody gets chased down by the tier 2 tower and will absolutely die. Aluna has to be a little bit careful about this because if she gets the tower aggro, that could be bad, but nope, she will instead help finish off that kill.
Massacre!
And we're at 27-9. So, for some reason, Legion side considering not CC, only for you had to take cover, and I guess just didn't feel like living. He didn't buy out, so that was not an intentional death. And Legion gets the gold anyway, so I'm not really sure what his plan was there, but it looks like Madman might spot these Ancient stacks. Indeed he will. And he will no doubt alert his team to their presence. Presumably somebody will rotate over and help kill them, probably
The
Silhouette.
Hellborn have destroyed a Legion tower.
Inside middle lane, Oogie gonna take some damage from Madman, who has a double damage rune now, actually, and this could be real bad. Oogie getting wrecked. Tarquake gonna help slow Madman down and get Oogie some health back. We'll see if he can turn this, actually. Madman realizing that's not the greatest thing, but Silhouette coming into the portal key and helping his buddy out. Picks off the kill, which is, I guess you could consider that a kill steal, but I feel like Madman probably would have died. Or at least wouldn't have gotten the kill if Silhouette had not come in there, but the only scout, I don't know if he's having lag issues or something like that. He continues to DC and reconnect. But obviously this is replay, so I cannot do a ping all. To the side here, there's Rhapsody and Aluna going at it. Rhapsody's actually a higher level than Aluna, and Aluna's taking a lot of damage from this, but now, Silhouette coming in with the tree grapple, doesn't actually stun, Power Throw just barely going to connect, Astrolabe not going to do too much, and Curly will die. As Years of Pain is once again on a bloodbath streak. Jump here in the middle lane onto the Pharaoh, and he'll take the Glacial Blast. It's pretty easy kill here, it looks like. Red Snipe coming through, and Silhouette can help finish off that kill as well. I think that's 11 kills now, so she's 4 away from the Immortal. We'll see if she can get it. At least the Kraken not really doing too much. And it looks like we'll be seeing another couple of kills right here. As Tempest doesn't even need to ult, doesn't have enough mana to do it anyway, but both the Kraken and Oogie gonna die. Empath's gonna port back to base. And she will be okay. CC vote going out once again, and that's the game. So
Hellborn wins.
Izu taking game 2 relatively easy, just like they did game 1. and they take the series 2-0. That does mean that they move on to losers bracket round 3, while the guys on Throes of Throws are knocked out. So, too bad they didn't look too great, but they will be back in Gold Division for next cycle. I have some inside info that suggests Throes of Throws might be remaking their team a little bit and may even be restarting in Bronze Division. So who knows if we'll see this team again next cycle. They did qualify for Gold next cycle, but not sure if they feel like that's the best place for them right now. Regardless, Gold is certainly a good place for Izu, as they managed to basically wipe the floor with their opponents right there, and have to be feeling pretty confident about that victory. Anyway, that'll do it here for this series, as Izu does take it 2-0.